Hello, kindergarten scholars. It is Miss M coming to you with another video to help you with some of the math assignments in your packets. So this video is going to be about counting because you have many counting assignments in your packet. So if you're having a hard time with any of those assignments, you can use this video to help you be successful in completing those. So scholars, why do we count? Well, we want to find out how much of something we have. So maybe you have a lot of candy at home and you want to find out just how many pieces of candy that you have. You would want to count to see just how many pieces of candy you have. Or maybe you have a lot of video games, but you're not quite sure how many you have. Well, you would want to count to find out just how many video games you have. But how might it look in your packets? Well, in your assignments, like I said, you'll be asked to count objects and then you need to write the number. But each time you count, the way the objects look might be different. Let's look at one together. I'm looking right where the arrow is pointing, and I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 circles. And scholars, when I'm looking at these circles, I notice that they're laying on their sides. They are stacked on top of one another, and that's called being in a horizontal line. So they could look like that, or scholars, you might see your objects that look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. This time I counted 4 circles instead of 6, but I notice that this row of circles is standing straight up and down, and the word we use for that is vertical. So your pictures or shapes that you're counting in your assignments, they might be horizontal, they might be stacked, they might be just one row of horizontal, or they could be vertical or have more than one row of vertical columns. But it doesn't matter what way they're laying. All that matters is that you're able to count how many are there. So don't be fooled just by how it looks. Let's try this one. I'm looking right now and I see that I have a horizontal line of bees. Let's count to see how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this time, scholars, I was able to look and see that I had a row of bees, and I was able to look and count each one. I didn't skip any. I looked and I said, this was number 1, this was number 2, 3, and 4. So let's try another one. I have monsters this time. And again, my monsters are in a horizontal row, but if they were vertical, I would still be counting the same number. The position they're in doesn't change the total that it will be. So let's count how many monsters we have on this page. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this time, scholars, I was able to count 4 monsters, and just like in your assignments, you'll see a box, and you would write the number 4. Let's try another one. This time I have 2 rows stacked on top of one another, just like we saw in the beginning. This time we have sneakers, so we need to count to see how many sneakers we have so we can write that number in the box below. So let's count. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I don't keep going. I stopped when I saw that last picture, and that was the number 7. So I know that I have 7 pairs of sneakers. So I would put that number in the box. Some of your assignments may also ask you to count in color. So our job would be to count all of the objects and then color some of the objects one color and the rest of the objects another color. So let's try that out. So our job is to count and color these suns. So it says count the objects and write how many in the box. Make 3 red and 2 blue. So let's count our suns first before we color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I stop right there because there are no more suns. I don't keep going. I stop at 5. So I know that I have 5 suns. Now it's telling me to make 3 red and 2 blue. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. Those are my 3 red suns. So I stop. I don't make any more red ones because it said make 3 red. And now I need to make 2 blue. So I see that I have 2 left. So I know that this one and this one must be blue. So how many suns did we count, scholars? We counted 5 suns. So scholars, I hope this helps you with your counting assignments. Again, remember, it doesn't matter if they're in horizontal lines or if they're stacked. It doesn't matter if they're vertical, and it doesn't matter what the image is. We're going to count and stop when we don't see any more images and write that number in the box. If it's asking you to count and color, only color how many it tells you to do. This one told us to color 3 red suns and 2 blue suns, and we did just that. All right, scholars, I hope this helps you be successful, and I will see you on YouTube again for another math video. Bye.